never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams into modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through.
Thank you all for tuning back in to your favorite channel, Pelican Bay Dog Talking News for today. Giving it to you the way I always do, fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Y'all hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all my subscribers. We trying to make it to the next level. We trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. Once we reach, I will let my brothers and sisters know. And I appreciate all the folk that been rocking with us from day one. All the folk that jumped on the channel. I appreciate everybody. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into this dog talk and dog news for the day. I want to send a big shout out to all the bulldoggers from one side of the world to the other side of the world, from one side of the country to the other side of the country. Let's get into it. Okay, first we're going to Texas, where we have more information and more news about laws that they're trying to pass or laws that they have already passed. The next law that we have in process or already passed is the Texas law that says anybody convicted of animal cruelty can't own dogs for 5 years. You know I'm going to give you that news how I got to give that news. I'm going to give you that talk the way I got to give that talk. When I hear about laws, I'm going to give you the laws no matter where they at in this country. As long as it's in this country, because the laws in this country only pertain to us. You know what I'm saying? When I get news and things from other countries, I will post that when I get it, you know, when I do get it. But for the most part, you know, PBK9s like to keep my brothers and sisters updated with what's going on. For the most part, what's going on around the country with these dogs. You know what I'm saying? One thing I do want to specify, or I do want to say, when it comes to puppies, you know, exercise is some of the most important key factors of young puppies' growth. You know, we can worm them, we can do this, we can do that, but if the dog not getting enough exercise, he's not going to grow to, you know, to his maximum growth. You know, you're going to get a healthy looking dog, but that dog can be a tad bit bigger if he was getting more exercise where he could stretch his muscles out. Some might say, oh, he run the chain every day enough to stretch his muscles out, but that's not the exercise I'm talking about. And a puppy, a new 2, 3, 4 month old, 5 month old puppy not running the chain enough to get enough exercise. Even if they run the chain half the day, that's still not enough exercise for a young dog. You know, Maybe a dog up in some age some, but a young dog, they need plenty of exercise. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of exercise. Salute to all my brothers and sisters down there in the chat. Salute to all my brothers and sisters that's rocking with your boy PBK9s. Don't forget to drop down in the comments. Leave your comment. Don't forget to hit that like button up right now. Hit the like button up right now, or don't forget to hit it before you leave. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to hit it before you leave. Let's keep that thing rolling. See, now let's talk about human aggressive dogs and gameness, and the myth about human aggressive dogs and gameness. Human aggressive dogs aren't game. Human aggressive dogs are game. Which one is it? You know, for the most part, I think it's like this. The game gene that's in the pit bull, you know, which some brothers use it for fighting, which was used for fighting all throughout history. You know, the gameness part can be used for anything. You see, that's the ability that the pit bull have that, see, y'all brothers wouldn't know this about the KMPV dogs or the dogs that they're breeding into the high quality working dogs, and they're using pit bull. They're using pit bull not because they are fighting dogs, but because of their drive, their gameness. See, let me explain to you, right? See, that pit bull, if I go fight him, he'll fight to the death. See, that pit bull, if I take him and use him for a search dog, he'll search till he can't search no more. That same gameness that's in him to go fight, if you don't fight that dog, he uses that same gameness towards whatever his work is. You know, he uses that same gameness. See, it's the gameness that the dog possesses. You know what I'm saying? It's not just his ability to fight. It's his gameness that he possesses that is the true value of that dog, that makes that dog what he is. You know what I'm saying? See, I could take that dog, never fight him, never try to introduce him to that. Of course he will have it in him to fight if he's engaged into a fight. But if we take that dog, turn him into a bomb dog, he will use that same gameness that he uses towards fighting to go find them bombs, and he won't stop. When that German Shepherd, when that Malinois stopped, that pit bull not gonna stop, because he wasn't gonna stop when he was fighting. He's not gonna stop now when he's searching. See, that's the deal when it comes to the pit bull. It's not the fighting part, it's the gameness part that these different breeders value so much. When they say we're gonna put the pit bull into these line of shepherds, we need a dog that can take that whipping, that can take that beating and keep on going. See, when a dog becomes human aggressive, right? When a dog becomes human aggressive, he loses no gameness. He just gains the aggression to bite a human, whether it's from a puppy or whether it's whenever he get it, he has the aggression to bite humans. That same gameness he has to go at a dog, he's going to go at it with a human with. Now, the myth comes into play at saying, because that dog go at a human, you think he's not going to go at a dog? He's going to be a sorry dog because he bites humans? That's the myth that the dog world has. A dog that's human aggressive is a sorry dog when it came to the pit. See, and that's a myth. You know, that's a myth, because there's no way that a dog, if he's game, he was already sorry before he start chasing after the man. See, that's the difference. They ain't tell you that the dog was already sorry anyway. You know what I'm saying? They just saying, oh, he human aggressive, he's sorry. No, the dog was damn sorry already before you even realize half the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But see, if you get a dog that is human aggressive and he is game, you know what I'm saying? He is game. He's not going to ever stop trying to bite that person. That's what makes that a dangerous dog in the wrong hands. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to ever stop trying to bite that person until he's put down, because of the gameness in his heart, you know, because of the gameness in his heart. Now, if you got a dog that will go for 2 or 3 hours in the box, and you took that same dog and put him in some type of protection work or anything like that, now that same dog, he going to be able to do a lot of driving, a lot of fighting, a lot of going, you know, for a long period of time. He's not going to think about fighting whenever he gets on his assailant. You know, he's going to push. So imagine having a dog that you got as say a protection sport or whatever you got him in, but that dog, you know that dog can go 2 or 3 hours of severe pressure, of severe stress. You know what I'm saying? You know he can do it. So whenever he get on a person, he's going to take them down within a few seconds. So as they trying to get away, as they swinging and punching and doing all that, the gameness kick in. You know, he's not going to stop. You know, if a dog can grab him all in the ass and a dog can go all up in his chest, damn near rip everything out, and he's not stopping, why would he stop? Because you punched him a few times. You see, that's the intensity that them training brothers want from the pit bull. It has nothing to do with fighting. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all brothers, because you only see things one-sided and you get information from a lot of these older dog men who only seen it from one side, which is not their fault. That's the only side that a lot of folk wanted to see it from. But we're in different eras now. So when a brother give you more information from the other side to tell you, sometimes you got to get into that dog head. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't everything, you know, when it comes to them pit bulls and human aggressive dogs. You know what I'm saying? Everything isn't everything. It's not the ability to fight that your dog possess that is his top quality. If you take that dog and you have him on a hanging contest when he hanging from a rope, that's all he ever seen. And you raised him to be the champion hanger. When you put that dog on that rope, he's going to hang with all the gameness he has in his heart. The step that hanging from that rope, the same gameness he was going to use to go fight with. He's going to use that same gameness to work that activity. You know what I'm saying? To work that activity, see, it's not the fighting, it's the gameness, the heart that the pit bull possess that people value, you know, from other breeds as well as the pit bull breed. See? Now, when it comes to human aggression and pit bulls, one thing that really really makes the most difference is the families of us brothers and all the brothers and sisters out there. When you have human aggressive dogs, we want to watch out for our families, our friends, and our neighbors, which is the way it's supposed to be, you know, the way it's supposed to be. So that makes having a human aggressive pit bull sometimes hard, you know, when we have kids and stuff on the yard and when we have family members who are actively dealing with these dogs. You know, it makes it harder to have a human aggressive pit bull around just in case it get loose or just in case somebody goes over to that pit bull that's not really paying attention that day or doesn't know that the dog is the way he is. He might be just sitting by the house chilling, looking all, you know, nice and peaceful, and somebody who don't really know went into his chain space, now they done got grabbed, you know. So that's the big problem when it comes to human aggressive dogs, you know. Yeah, I've heard of brothers saying about they grabbing them in the box and all that, but things happen on that end. You know, we talking about the myth. We're not talking about whether they're good to have or whether they're not good to have. We're talking about the gameness and the human aggression myth that goes along with that whole, you know, whole program. And while we talking about the pit bull, let's talk a little bit about American Pit Bull Terrier temperament. I'm talking about the real American Pit Bull Terrier temperament. You know, all my life I've heard the pit bull will turn on you. The pit bull will turn on you. The pit bull will turn on you. You know, never seen a pit bull to turn on me. Not saying they haven't turned on different people, because we have heard different things across the country. You know, but I will say this. I've seen pit bulls, once they get cranked all the way up, you know, once they get cranked all the way up, you have to be careful around them dogs. You know what I'm saying? You really have to be careful around them dogs. But, you know, I will say this. As I pay attention to the news, as I look at different situations that happen across this country, a lot of the dogs that have turned on their owners, a lot of the dogs was mixed breed dogs. A lot of the dogs were not the real American Pit Bull Terrier. You know, they were not that dog. Now, any dog will turn on you if you're not doing them right. Now, if you beating them, if you hitting them, it's no telling what that dog gonna do. Cause see, we already have some brothers who think pit bulls are dumb. Pit bulls don't remember things. So if you beat the shit out this dog half his damn life, and now you start taking care of him and he acting cool, and all of a sudden, you know, you see a change in him, It's just because he remember all the bullshit you put him through. Now he got his weight up, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Now, I will say, there have been cases where the real American pit bull terrier have turned on their owners, have bitten people, and did different things that the same, like the mixed breed dogs doing, that the mongrels are doing. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the times, the problem either comes from an irresponsible owner or a dog that has been mistreated, throughout his years. I'm showing you every day that dogs can remember what they want to remember. You know what I'm saying? Humans make dogs forget what they want them to forget. See, you want a dog to be dumb and the dog is smart. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Half the time, we want the dog to dumb down to our level. And it's sad to say that some of them dogs are smarter than their owners. Now, let's talk about genetics, because it's funny how a lot of these dogs from the past that went 2 hours, that went 3 hours, that went 4 hours, they're not known for throwing offspring that can go long distances of time. When we talk about long distances of time, we only talk about Red Boy. I know damn well, and Red Boy not even a dog that was matched like that. So we got a dog that wasn't even matched, but yet we go to this dog for all our offspring, for dogs that, need that drive, need that go. You go to the dog that wasn't matched, but yet the dog that was matched, I'm talking about, this is over 75% of the dogs that went over an hour, over 2 hours. We're not going back to their offspring to get these dogs that can go 2 hours, 3 hours, no matter what the competition is. We're not going back to them to get it. We're going back to Red Boy. So they say Buck and SandMan went for a little while, right? Now, one thing I do want to know is, we say a lot of stuff about that Jeep Rascal stuff, but SandMan is one of the best bred Jeep Rascal dogs that I've seen in a while. And that's back in the days, you know what I'm saying? Great bred Jeep Rascal dog. When you say Jeep Rascal, that's the epitome of Jeep Rascal when you look in his pedigree. You know what I'm saying? And he had great offspring as well, to say, when you look how many times SandMan was bred, according to the other dogs, in his era that was bred hundreds and hundreds of times, SandMan threw a lot of great dogs, on down to the Toot dog that came down off of him, and the Spooky dog. The Spooky dog was sold by Mr. Rodriguez, to what looked like an overseas brother. You know what I'm saying? And that dog, was bred out his ass. Jeep Red Boy Rascal. I mean, sorry. Jeep Rascal. You know what I'm saying? Jeep Rascal. Like I said, SandMan is some of the best Jeep Rascal stuff bred up. But, the Bolio stuff seemed to out competed that day. But the Bolio stuff is not known to go long. The offspring I'm talking about. Not saying they're quitters. The only thing I ever heard about Bolio dogs through the years is they're smart dogs. They're smart dogs. That's all people ever seem to gather from it. I'm talking about back in the days. I'm not talking about modern day times. They're smart dogs. They're smart dogs. They're smart dogs. So I should be able to take me a pure Bolio dog and do a whole lot of training with it, if they that smart. A true smart dog is smart in all ways. You know what I'm saying? Not just in one factor. A true smart dog is smart when it comes to anything. So I should be able to take them super smart Bolio dogs and work them, to where they out there like a Cocker Spaniel or something, like a German Shepherd in the training, because of the intelligence that they so-called have. You know what I'm saying? But, we ain't going to talk about that. One thing I do want to talk about, I seen another brother ask about the difference between the Gaston stuff and the Macho Buck stuff, like in the show. I'm not a real, like, I don't know everything about that Buck blood and that Gaston stuff, but I will say this. For one, you know, the comparison that you made on Facebook when you say about comparing the Gaston's blood to Macho Buck. Gaston's is his name, which I know you know, but Gaston also had a lot of dogs. So you comparing, so you can understand what I'm saying. You comparing Tom Garner, name Garner, to one specific dog, Macho Buck. You comparing Gaston to Macho Buck. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use one of Gaston dogs, Boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna use the Boy dog. Okay. Now when it comes to Boy, I look at him and I look at Macho Buck. You know what I'm saying? Both of them pretty much bred the same way. You know, Boy has a little red boy in him. You know, we're going to say the red boy Jocko altogether is the same thing, but he has a few red boy dogs in him. He also has the Toro dogs in him, which Macho Buck has the same dogs as well. You know, but, you know, the Gaston's Boy doesn't have the Mayday stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? The Gaston's Boy doesn't have the Mayday stuff in it, and the Mayday traits are in Macho Buck as far as the structure wise. You know, the structure is in Macho Buck coming down off that Mayday stuff. Now, with the Gaston's Boy, you know, it's like he hasn't bred as many times as the Macho Buck dogs. You know, so we really can't compare them. But we can compare them. You know what I'm saying? As far as the difference, I mean, I really, only difference I see is that Mayday structure that's in the Macho Buck dog. See, if you take a Gaston, a pure Gaston dog, that's this pure buck, and then you take it and you put a nicely bred, well-built Mayday dog in it, then you're going to pretty much not get the same thing. Don't get it wrong when I say this. You're going to get a dog that can possibly be shaped exactly like Macho Buck. You know what I'm saying? Because you adding that Mayday stuff in with a pure buck dog coming down off the Gaston stuff. You know? I just think, and as far as being in a show, what's the difference between the dogs in the show? A lot of the Macho Buck dogs probably have landed in the show since, you know, Macho Buck times than the Gaston stuff. A lot of the Gaston stuff, you know, land in other places instead of the show. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at the Macho Buck dogs, they have a little better conformation than some of the Gaston stuff. The Gaston stuff not bad conformation, but they just not built as well as the Macho Buck dogs, far as structure wise. You know what I'm saying? But the Gaston dogs has been known to have tremendous mouth. You know, known to have tremendous mouth. I haven't heard anything about them being stay down dogs, but I haven't heard anything about them being 45-minute dogs either. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't think you'll go wrong with either dog. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's line bred, real tight line bred. I feel like right now, if I had to make a choice, I'm going to go with the Gaston stuff. Because I see a whole lot of the Macho Buck stuff and not as much as the Gaston stuff. So I'm going to roll with the Gaston stuff. Something that's coming from the main core that haven't been all mixed up yet. You know what I'm saying? Mixed up and bred all kind of ways. Because that Macho Buck stuff is no telling how you're going to get it these days when you get it bred up. Might have a little Eli in it. Might have a little Jeep in it. Might have a little something else in it. You know? But with the Gaston stuff, if you getting it pretty much pure Gaston stuff, it's going to all go back to, you know, that same line of dog. That buck, the buck dogs. The Tombstone and the Toots. Maloney Toots and all them dogs. But yeah, man, like I said, you wouldn't go wrong either way. You know what I'm saying? Take pride, and if you got a pure Gaston dog, take pride if you got you a nice pure Macho Buck dog. Either way, you're going to come home with them ribbons from the show. Now, like we always say, everybody had their own opinion. So now we're about to talk about why would the brother Victor that owned Mayday, why would he want to take Mayday back into Yellow? You know, outside of Yellow being the best thing smoking, and he want to take him back into him. You know, understand? Why would he want to take him back into his father? Okay, maybe he has his reasons. But why would the dude who owned Yellow want to take up his offer? You know, I can see why he got mad. I can see why he picked the dog up and try to figure out this. See, this is the deal, man. There is no benefit from the man who make that breeding to go into his own stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you got such a big crowd, such a big event. There's no benefit from that. You know what I'm saying? You better off just seeing that man on the back street and holler at him back then. You know what I'm saying? To see what's what. You know, it was no benefit for Yellow to go back into Mayday. You know what I'm saying? No benefit from that. And with that being said, he stopped history from being made. Because if Mayday would have beat Yellow, Mayday bred probably 3 times more than he bred now. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, he would have bred more than Yellow, and he wasn't producing like Yellow was producing. Even if he would have beat Yellow that day. See, that's what you got to look at, brothers. If Mayday would have beat Yellow that night, okay, he was the better dog. But when we look at production-wise, Mayday do not produce better than Yellow. So you're going to go with the dog that won, and you're going to go with the dog that isn't producing the way the dog that lost is producing. So you're going to end up with the washed-up dog at the end of the day. Not the washed-up dog, but the dog who's not quite on the level of the dog that lost. I'm quite sure it's a great chance that Mayday would have beat Yellow. But there is no chance that Mayday produces like Grand Champion Yellow produced. And I'm quite sure anybody who had dogs off of Yellow and anybody who had dogs off Mayday, they'll say the same damn thing. Now that I'm telling you, you know, you can believe me or not, it's my opinion and the opinions of other brothers because it never happened. If I'm telling you, Mayday probably would have beat Yellow that night, but Mayday is proven hasn't produced like Yellow. You know what I'm saying? So how many other dogs you think lost that produced better than the dogs that won? You know what I'm saying? How many dogs throughout history that we had done grabbed the dog that won? We start breeding from the dog that won, and the dog that won didn't produce like the dog that lost. I mean, it's a lot of dogs in history. We go back to different matches, different shows, different competitions. The dog that lost was the dog that should have been bred, the dog that should have been going down in history. You know, he went down as a loser, but he's the dog that should have been continued, should have been passing on his genetics to the next dog, the next dog, and the next dog. But no, we got the dog that won, and the dog that won didn't throw off shit like he was. Not talking about Mayday specifically when I say like he was, but a lot of dogs didn't produce like they was, but they beat the dog that was the great producer. And when they beat the dog that was a great producer, a lot of them dogs died on the spot. You know, a lot of them dogs got sold. You know, a lot of them dogs got pushed to the back. Because who gonna breed to the dog that lost? Except if that dog was, maybe their favorite dog or something. So what if Crenshaw would have did Jeep against his son, and Jeep would have lost against his son, and then he would have threw Jeep to the side, and everybody would have had puppies off the son just because he won. But Jeep was clear the better producer, clearly the better producer. Sometimes you can't judge things off of a win and a lose because the dog's production rate is far greater value than what he did in that show. Unless you got talking about $20,000 and $30,000 and all that type of stuff on it. That dog production value is way greater to the dog game than that show value is greater to your pockets at that moment. But what he produces as a producer, what he possesses as a producer, gonna last for years and years and years and years in the dog game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there is no wins for no brother back in them days to go into their own stuff. Of course, I'm going to have brothers that's going to say they want to see is this better and that's better. But you need to see, is he a producer like the daddy? Before you start talking about going into the daddy. Because the quick mistake will be made. Because if that son out-hunts that daddy will go down. And that daddy is the better producer. And now you lost generations of great producing pit bulls. Pit bulls that will produce great dogs. And you got a dog that won and throw you a bunch of mongrels out. A bunch of bullshit. Oh, it got the same pedigree, this and that. And oh, this bred like this and this. But they ain't give you nothing compared to the dogs that you destroyed. And Lord forbid that dog just had a bad day, his owner had a bad day, bought him out at the wrong time, bought him out when he was sick or a little down on his health, or, like they say, every dog has his day. Lord forbid that be that day, And just like I said, I truly believe Mayday would have beat Yellow. But it's a proven fact to every dog man in the dog game. Mayday had 1,000 breedings and he could not produce like Grand Champion Yellow. He did not produce dogs at the quality of Grand Champion Yellow. But I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of dog news, man. I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of dog talk, and keep it going the way I always keep it. PBK9s, giving it to you the way I always do. I want to send a big salute to all my Bulldog brothers and sisters from one side of the country to the other side. All my UK Bulldogs in the house. Yes, sir, I want to send y'all a big shout out and a big salute. All my Bulldoggers from one side of the world. All my Bulldoggers in Ireland. All my Bulldoggers in Germany. All my Bulldoggers in Yugoslavia, the Czechs. All the republics, all my Bulldoggers in all of South America. You know what I'm saying? All of North America. Keep doing the right things with these dogs. Stay safe with these dogs. And, PBK9s, I'm out.